kidding me? All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for turning in to Burnt Rubber Racing. Tonight we have the V Speed Contender Series, brought to you by Nitro Racing Setups, FRT Motorsports, and NEPA Towing. Tonight, um, trucks will be running the historic 1 mile track at Milwaukee. Now, last week, we found the trucks at Watkins Glen. Now Watkins Glen, of course, is a road course. And there was basically the Nate Nicholson show. Had a lot of good racing throughout the pack. But it was Nate that sat on the pole, and Nate that pretty much led the entire race. Now, of course, Nate Nicholson won. Channing Ballou was in second, and Bailey Dutton was in third. That was your podium. Now, to round out your top 10, there was Hunter Kent in fourth, Connor Nixon in fifth. Now, that was a pretty impressive run from Connor because he basically ran off course in the bus stop on the first lap. So he had to pretty much make his way through the entire pack all the way up to fifth after that little incident. And just to remind everybody out there, if you didn't realize it, there are no cautions on road courses. So that was a pretty good run for Connor. We had Kason Plott in sixth, Logan Keyes in seventh, Jeremy Paris in eighth, Nick Hoslander in ninth, and David Bradford rounded out the top 10. Now tonight, they are, like I said, going to be running the Milwaukee Mile, the historic Milwaukee Mile. Go back over here to Milwaukee here on our little map. And as you can see, it looks like it's right in the middle of a neighborhood here. So that's kind of interesting. It's definitely different than some of the tracks that we're used to seeing. Right there off the interstate, and just houses all around it. So that is probably an interesting little situation for that community, but I'm sure it brings in some revenue and some different people into the area. So, but anyway, after last week's race, let's take a look at the standings here. So after last week's win from Nate, it moves him a little bit closer to Channing. Channing Ballou still has the point lead with 131 points. Nate's in second with 125, so he's only 6 points behind him. So it only takes one race to make that big difference there. Bailey Dutton's third, Hunter Kent's in fourth, Brinson Hunt's in fifth, Anthony Promota's in sixth, Jimmy Babbs in seventh, Connor Nixon's in eighth, Logan Keyes in ninth, and Marty Phillips rounds out the top 10 currently in points. Now, this track here is not necessarily the most favorite of the truck drivers. It's kind of like, I don't even want to say a big Martinsville, but it is like a big paperclip, long straightaways. As tires wear, you'll probably see some shifting. It's just definitely one of those tracks that not everybody cares for. And as you can see from the broadcast, there's multiple people definitely putting a little too much wheel in it coming off those corners, which you can't do. So right now, early speed looks like goes to Hunter Kent, new into the series this season, with Bailey Dutton, Nick Huslander, Todd Cray, Kason Plott, around the top.
Can't park there.
Right, the top five. I apologize. Let me fix this sound real quick. I was racing earlier. So anyway, definitely can't get on the gas too hard and turn that wheel too much out of the corner here with the track being so flat, because the ass end will come around on you. So should be an interesting race tonight. Let's hope we can get somewhat of a clean race in. It's definitely going to take some patience from some of these guys. So I'm hoping that they're going to have that tonight. Watching our points leader here. Channy's been very strong so far in the season. He's got 2 firsts and a second so far. So it's definitely going to be a pretty decent season for him so far. Looks like we got Cody Morgan going around there coming off the corner. So while they got a couple more laps coming up, I'm going to take a quick pause. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm sorry about that. I had to make sure that my stream was working here. It wasn't coming up correctly here. So, anyway, got 2 to go here. They'll be setting up to qualify. See who's going to lead these trucks to the green flag. Watching our last season's champion there, Mr. Ron Thompson. Ron hasn't quite had the power that he had last season. Not really sure if he's just not having good luck or if everybody else has just gotten a little bit better. All right. So we have red flag. So they will get ready to go out onto the track and qualify now. So, all right. So it looks like pretty much everybody's pulling off pit road at the same time here as they're loading in. It's like first First truck on the track is going to be Mr. John DiMatteo with Rachel Hunt right behind him. And Bailey Dutton right behind her. Alright, so it's like pretty much almost a couple more trucks and they'll all be on the track. Now, looks like tonight we may not have to qualify in. Now, the one great thing that's happened in the past few races is for the last 3 races, you have had to qualify to get into this um, series. That's a testament to the name that Doc is making for this league, and it's a testament to the experience and the quality of racers that we have here at V-Speed. So, way to go, Doc, for giving them a platform to showcase that talent. So, it looks like currently Channing Ballou once again is starting his winning ways with currently sitting on the pole with a 30.09. Hunter Kent behind him with a 30.20. Let's see if anybody can knock those two off the top here. This is our champion from a couple seasons ago, Mr. Anthony Promoda. And 19th for him. Ryan Lank in 5th. Cody Morgan making his lap. Got on it just a little too much coming out of that corner. Jordan Martin making his lap. Still have Channing Ballou and Hunter Kent sitting on that front row up there. Nick Halslander up there as well. Nick's been running good for the last few races. See what he gets out here. They chose just to run some laps instead of qualify. All right, looks like that is going to do it. Once again, looks like we're going to have Channing Ballou on the pole. Amazing showing for Channing coming in. This is his first time and he's been in this series. And he has come in, and now this is his second pole. And he is definitely going to be um, a force to be reckoned with this season. So as we know at the beginning, just after practice, they have a little drivers meeting. Doc goes over the rules, make sure everybody understands what they need, what they can and can't do. Then they'll have a few laps of warm up, and then we'll get ready to take this race green. Now, while we are waiting, go ahead and fire up our first commercial. This one's for Mr. Andre Greer. Again, Andre, I'm still cleaning up some graphics for your new commercial. Hopefully, we'll have that thing ready to send out to you this weekend. Get your okay, and then we should be able to show that next week. But here we go. There you have it for Friends Racing Together, FRT Motorsports out of the Hampton Roads area in Virginia. It looks like everybody's lined up ready to go out and get some warm-up laps in, do those last-minute adjustments, just to see if they'll have anything for Mr. Channing Ballou tonight. Will Channing make it a three-peat for this season? And here we go. Drivers meeting done. A few laps of warm up. Then we'll be ready to go. As you can see, the track's pretty flat. So it's definitely got to take some patience on that throttle. Now, the one thing that Jordan Martin is really good at is saving fuel and Anthony Promoter, he's good at saving tires. This is definitely attracted. Going to need to do both of those. So we will see if they have anything for Channing Ballou tonight. right, here we go. Red flag is out. So the Chevrolet Pace truck should make its way to the track. And we will get ready to set the grid. All right, so tonight, starting on the pole with a time of 30.092 is Channing Blue. On the outside, we have Hunter Kent with a time of 30.218. Next row is going to be David Bradford and Bailey Dutton. Next row is going to be Jimmy Babb and Ryan Lang. Next row is going to be Brinson Hunt and Marty Phillips. Next row is going to be Richard Malagani and Taylor Locklear. Next row is going to be Logan Keyes and Connor Nixon. Next row is going to be John DiMatteo and Kason Plott. Next row is going to be Ron Thompson and Tim Marlowe. Next row is going to be Levi Allen and Jeremy Paris. Next row is going to be Ricky Williams and Todd Cray. Next row is going to be Rachel Hunt and Patrick DeSaulnier. And next row is going to be Anthony Promoda, Nick Huslander, Jim Johnson and Jordan Martin, Timmy Longwood and Doc Stout, Christopher Hockley, Shane Posey, Doug Chappelle, and Dustin Villhausen, and Cody Morgan bringing up the thing. Pace truck is off.
Green flag,
and
green
we have
flag.
a green flag. Looks like Hunter had a little bit of a slow start there.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And there it
Caution
goes. Right off the bat. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. Alright, let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. Still trying to find it here. I cannot seem to find it here. Looks like we had several dented rear ends from the start. Alright, well I apologize. I could not find a good version of it there, so we'll try to catch it next time here. think a lot of that had to do with just people not being tightened up there. And it looks like iRacing's done one of those crazy situations where the caution came out before everybody got across the start-finish line, so it put a lot of people at the tail end of the lead lap. So that's kind of crazy.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
So race control looks like it's going to go ahead and wave those other cars around because it knows it wasn't their fault. Delayed the start there, which was the right thing to do, I believe. Our leader, Channing Ballou, sporting his splash and go paints. Mr. Craftsman, super cool guy. He's been doing my paints for as long as I've been iRacing. Well, I take that back. Case and Plot that's in the field has done my paints in the past, but sometimes real life gets in the way, so couldn't always expect him to get to it. So tried Cosman out at somebody's recommendation, and he's been doing my paints ever since. Alright, so it looks like everybody's caught back up now. Let's see if we can get a better start this time. Alright, so the pace trucks should be dipping off here. And there he goes in the box.
Green, green, green.
And there we go. Looks like Channing gets a good start. It's like Jimmy Babb got a little bit of a slow start there. But Hunter Kent got a better start that time, was able to get down into second place. It's like Bailey Dutton's going to follow him. David Bradford's going to jump up into fourth here, with Ryan Lang right behind that. Channing Ballou leads that first lap. Looks like Hunter Kent's definitely not letting him get away. Bailey Dutton's right on his heels as well. So we got David Bradford and Ryan Lang back here in fourth and fifth. And right behind them is Brinson Hunt. And then look at this. We got Mr. Jimmy Babb up there in the mix. It's kind of like a big short track. So Jimmy's good at that short track stuff. Got Mr. Marty Phillips and Richard Malagani right behind them. Connor Nixon right behind them. Good to see Connor get a better start than he did last week. This guy's sporting these real shiny paint jobs, man. I'm jealous sometimes. My paint by Cosman's pretty good, but some of these guys have some fancy stuff. Mr. Connor Nixon. Behind them, we got Nick Holzlander and Tim Marlowe. It looks like Tim got a little damage on the start there. It's like he backed it into a telephone pole right before the start of the race. And back here we have Taylor Locklear in 13th with John DiMatteo and Ron Thompson right behind them. Logan Kai's coming into the picture here in 16th. Mr. Jordan Martin. Kind of slow rolling it around the corner, right around the track here. And this pretty little new paint job from Logan Kai's. Logan Kai's Designs. Levi Allen in the mix. With another Logan Kai's design. This is Timmy Longwood. And Mr. Shane Posey. Case and Plot in 21st. And Rachel Hunt in 22nd. Looks like she got a telephone pole to the rear there to start as well. And looks like Todd Craig got some front end damage from the start. Good little race going on between those guys there, with Anthony Promoter coming into the picture. Christopher Hockley with a little bit of front end damage. Cody Morgan and Doc. Doc in his shiny sun drop truck. Jim Johnson behind them. Looks like he got a little bit of back end damage too, so I think he may have been part of that wreck at the beginning. Dustin Vielhouston is in 29th behind him. Patrick DeSaulnier behind them. And then Doug Chappelle in 31st. Looks like he got a little bit of front end damage too. Back up front, we have Channing Ballou that checked out a little bit by about a second on Hunter Kent. Looks like Hunter and Bailey Dutton is still going at each other back here. And it looks like David Bradford and Ryan Lang still 4th and 5th. So we got John DiMatteo passing Tim Marlowe here. This is the 12th and 13th spot. They got Logan Keyes and Ron Thompson right behind them getting ready to do a little battle. Ron Thompson looks like he's coming to life here a little bit. Time for him to turn his seasons around. Got Anthony Promoter and Kaysen Plott back here. It's like Kaysen got a little bit of rear end damage from that initial start. A little race going on here with Anthony Promoter, Kaysen Plott, and Ty Cray. And Shane Posey making his move. Now Kaysen, on the other hand, unlike Channing, he has had horrible luck. Looks like Hunter's able to put a little bit of distance between him and Bailey. Right now, once again, Nick Huslander's our highest mover. He started 24th and is up to 9th so far. But back up front, it's been all Channing Ballou. Channing's got about a 2-second lead on Hunter Kent now. Back here, David Bradford and Ryan Lang are still going at it. I think David's outdated there a little bit. It's not Camping World Truck Series anymore. Looks like Logan Keyes is making some moves. Trying to get around John DeMatteo. This is for the 12th and 13th spot. And we got Jordan Martin making a move around Tim Marlowe.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And there we have it. All right, let's see if we can figure out what happened. All right. So it looks like we have Christopher Hockley Looks like he's going to be by himself. Looks like he's already a little loose going into the corner. It's already a little sideways, and I think he just kind of gets into the gas a little too hard coming up off the corner. And right around he goes right into the retaining wall right before pit road. All right. Back up front. Looks like had a few takers for pit road. Looks like some of the guys from about 12th back decided to pit. We were 29 laps in at that point. So I am not too sure on not stopping. I haven't ran any of the official races this week to see how pit strategy would go. So it's really going to be kind of hard for me to call this one. Yeah, so pretty much the first 15 have 31 laps on their tires. The next person has 27 laps on their tires, and then from 17th back have all pitted and have new tires. Now we're going to see if it's going to actually make a difference as far as how these guys are going to run. So we got one to green. Lights are out on the pace truck. Trying to get these other cars caught back up to the field here. They should be caught up. It's going to be close on the 16. But they should be close enough to be able to go ahead and start the race. It's like Jim Johnson and Todd Cray were able to catch up. Pace truck's going to dip off. Yep. In the box.
Green, green, green.
And we got a green. Channing once again gets a good start. Now this time it looks like Bailey Dutton was able to capitalize on that inside groove and take over second spot from Hunter Kent. With Ryan Lang right behind him. Looks like Brinson Hutt's going to be able to get around Jimmy Babb. Jimmy stuck on that outside there. I don't know if he just fired off a little tight or what. It definitely seems like that inside groove is the only way to go here. It's hard to pass at this track as well, unless somebody just messes up and washes up the track. Now, Nick Halslander came in and pitted. And he is already making a move on Marty Phillips for 8th spot. So there was definitely something in pitting, that's for sure. He gets up to the front here. Channing may have some competition. Little love tap to Logan Kais. Nick just basically saying, look, I'm on new tires, get out of my way. Does the same thing to Connor Nix. Got his sights set on Jimmy Babb now. Gets a good run off the corner and able to get around him. I don't know. Channing's still in that clean air up there. He's able to definitely bust out some really good laps. He's still 0.2 faster than Nick on new tires. But Nick's definitely bound to catch up to him. I think now that he's getting out of traffic, Nick's able to make some time up here. Yeah, Nick was over 0.2 faster than Channing that lap. Got a little battle back here with this group of trucks. And a couple people here not here tonight that we normally see. Russ Bovair, Nitro's owner, not here tonight. Hope everything's good with him. Nate Nicholson, last week's winner's not here. So I don't know if they had previous commitments that they needed to take care of or what. But sad to not see them here. Todd Cray able to get around Marty. Todd's another one that stopped. So Nick and Todd and Richard Malagani are the furthest three up that's pitted. It's like Nate's done now got past Hunter Kent for third with his sights set on his teammate Bailey Dutton. He's still over 1/10 faster than Channing. He should be able to catch Channing with no problem. Back here, a group of cars back here racing. We got Taylor Locklear and Anthony Promoter running together here with Shane Posey. So in the meantime, Nick Hoslander's taking over second place from Bailey Dutton. Now try to see if he can catch the leader up there and give somebody else a chance to lead some laps in this series. So it feels kind of spread out at this point. Got a little bit of racing here with Jimmy Babb and Todd Cray. And Connor Nixon all here together, and Logan Keyes. Jimmy making Todd work for that, although Todd had new tires. Definitely won't gonna give it to him. Looks like Connor's gonna be able to make the pass on Jimmy. And now Logan Keyes is gonna try to sneak in there as well. And Marty Phillips coming in right behind him. Now back up front, Nick's done caught Channing. So it looks like we may finally get to see a new leader other than Channing Ballou on a normal oval. Now Nick did finish second to Channing a couple weeks ago, and they are teammates. So Team Conti's definitely come in this season and made a statement. Pretty much dominating all of the races so far. Now it looks like Todd Cray's then caught up to these other guys. Again, Todd's on new tires, kind of like Nick. He's then caught Brinson Hunt and Ryan Lang. Don't want to jinx it, but so far so good. Good racing for everybody. Everybody's been patient. Patience is definitely what you need here getting off the corner. And so back up front to our new leader, Nick Hoslander. Looks like he's getting ready to put a lap on Patrick Desaulniers. Patrick making him work for it. Into the fence. Patrick kind of deserved that one. A nice little race back here. So they got Todd trying to get around his teammate Brinson Hunt. And all of them are following Ryan Lang. Connor Nixon back behind these guys. And Logan Kais. Marty Phillips right there, along with Richard Malagani. Jimmy Babb done slipped back to 12th now, with Jordan Martin with his sights on him. So we got racing all over the track here. Right behind them is past champion Anthony Promoter. And meanwhile, back out front, we still have Nick Holzlander leading the way. So while we're at a dull roar here, let's go ahead and run Mr. Joe Zeta's commercial, Nipa Towing. There you have it. Nipa Towing Recovery. See, up there in Pennsylvania, need a helping hand.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
All right. So that is our second caution. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. So looks like Todd Cray and Brinson Hunt may have had a little tangle. Like Todd comes out of the corner and just gets right into that left rear of Brinson and sends him around. What's just basically gives a big stack up, puts Ryan Lang and Connor Nixon in the middle of the action. I'd hate to be in that discord at the moment. They are teammates, so I'm sure there's some discussions going on about what should have happened in that scenario. Now that definitely did not play into Nick Hulslander's hands. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But it looks like he was not able to retain the lead coming out of the pits. It's like Channing Ballou was able to actually beat him out of the pits. So going back green, Channing Ballou will be back in control. Looks like got a few cars that may take a wave around here, or a few trucks I should say. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5 trucks is probably going to take the wave around. I think they had just pitted. Well, we almost made it to halfway before we had a third caution. Still not a bad race. A whole lot less than I thought it was going to be. My boy Jimmy Babb is still up there. The man, the myth, the legend. Now we got Jordan Martin caught up a little bit. So it looks like the pace truck's going to dip off here. Give control to Channing Ballou. See what kind of start he can get here. Into the box.
Green, green, green.
And once again, gets a really good start. And Bailey Dutton's going to be able to keep that low line. But it looks like Nick's going to muscle his way through and keep that second spot. With Hunter Kitt right behind them. I think Nick may be hungry, man. He's driving that truck with a purpose. Pack's pretty much starting to get spread out already. We got 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th right here. Logan Kiles, Marty Phillips, Jimmy Babb, and Anthony Promoter. Jordan Martin right behind them. Right behind Jordan, you got Brinson Hunt and Connor Nixon. I think Connor got a little bit of damage in that last wreck, but I don't think it's enough to hurt him. Yes, he got his nose pushed in a little bit there. Well, somebody almost lost it there, coming out of the corner. Got Tyler Locklear, Richard Malagani, Tim Marlowe, Todd Cray back in this pack. Right up in front of them, you got Todd Cray, Doc, John DiMatteo, and Rachel Hunt. Still up front, have Channing Ballou putting a little bit of gap on Nick Hulslander. Bailey Dutton trying to work on Nick. Bailey's definitely sending it down in the corner, trying to pack some air on that rear end. See if he can get Nick loose. Still have Logan Kaz, Marty Phillips, Jimmy Babb, and Anthony Promoter running here together. It's like Anthony's trying to make a move on Jimmy. Just can't get it to turn that center good enough to get underneath him. But back up front, Channing Ballou with about a 2-second lead on Nick Hulslander now. I mean, if he keeps this up, I think they're going to call him to the NASCAR hauler and impound that truck. Because he is just definitely putting on a show once again. And he is pulling away from some of the best on the service. just past halfway. 56 laps to go. We have Channing Ballou leading with about a 2-second lead over, almost a 2.5-second lead over Nick Hulslander. Bailey Dutton in third, Hunter Kent in fourth, Logan Kaz in fifth, Marty Phillips in sixth, Anthony Promoter in seventh, Jimmy Babb in eighth, Brinson Hunt in ninth, and rounding out the top 10 we have Jordan Martin. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trucks currently retired from the race. I think almost all of them had been involved in those wrecks. Cheney's got that lead up to almost 3.5 seconds now. Now just some facts about the racetrack itself. The track's a little over a mile, and it's actually at the Wisconsin State Fair Park. It's the oldest operating motor speedway in the world, so that'll tell you, how long this has been around, and it appears that it's had at least one auto race every year since 1903. So that's definitely a major milestone for any track anywhere. It's ran Indy cars, the Truck Series, the ARCA Menard Series, Xfinity Series has been here, the Can-Am cars have been here, USAC cars have been here, ASA cars, the Midwest Tour, and the Late Model Series. So it's been kind of primarily a lower, one of the lower tier programs that have ran here outside of Indy being a Premier Series. Now the fastest lap ever turned here, of course, was in his IndyCar, a kart at the time, by Scott Pruitt in 1998 at a 21.519. Now our pole tonight was a 30.091, so that'll tell you how much faster they were going at the time that happened. Now, the fastest Truck Series lap ever turned here was actually turned last year in 2023 by Corey Heim in Toyota with a 30.64. Still out front, Channing Ballou. There's really been no change in the top 10 for the most part the last few laps. Channing Ballou just continues to add time. Almost 4-second lead on Nick Hulslander at this point. Let's take a lap around with our leader. See how he plays with that throttle coming out of the corner. And that's a lap with our leader. I need to take a short break. I'll be right back. I apologize, I am back. And looks like we're coming up on 37 to go. Still Chain and Blue out front. It's going to be coming up on a bunch of lap traffic here shortly. We got some racing back here for, it's like 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. Todd Craig gets around Tyler Locklear, but looks like he's going to fight back on the outside. Let's see how this leader's going to handle this lap traffic coming up. Now, I don't believe they're going to have to stop. I'm pretty sure they can go the rest of the way on fuel. It's just going to be tires. Looks like all of the lap cars so far have been pretty respectful of the leader, just letting them by. The right thing to do. So we got Bailey Dutton still back here in third. Then almost 2 seconds back to Hunter Kent. Logan Kai's here in the 5th spot with Brenson Hunt trying to get around him for that position. We got Anthony Promoter and Marty Phillips duking it out back here. Jimmy Babbitt running right behind them, just kind of watching. While back up front, you still have your leader kind of making his way through this lap traffic. These guys are going to be fighting hard because they don't want to be a lap down. So we'll see how much this slows the leader down. These guys here are all fighting for position, so they're definitely not going to pull over and let him go. Timmy Longwood let him by, and it looks like Levi Allen's going to stay down and let him by. Ryan Lang almost just lost it right in front of the leader. Just like that, goes right on by, 2 for 1. So in the meantime, Nick Hulslander was not able to make up any spots whatsoever. He's still right at about 4 seconds, a little over 4 seconds back. So he's now catching that same traffic that Channing just had to navigate. Let's see how well he does with it here. Catching Doc here. Doc's going to be the first one of that group. Shane Posey in front of him. Doc's going to get right on out of his way and let him go. Timmy Longwood's going to be able to make a move on Ryan Lang up there for position. But Ryan's going to fight back hard on the outside. He's been running that outside groove there for a few laps now. So that's definitely going to slow Nick's march to the front. Looks like Timmy's going to be able to make that pass stick this time. Just like that, Ryan fights back right on that outside once again. Timmy's going to go up high and get out of the way for Nick. Very respectful thing to do, even though they were racing for position. Back up front, it is still all Channing Blue. Looks like Hunter Kent's going to be running up into that lap traffic now. Goes around Richie Malagani first. So Richard's on new tires, so smart for Hunter to let him go on by. Hunter is going to make it around Doug Chappelle here. Looks like we got a little fight up here with Doc and Shane Posey. And Ryan Lang. Like Shane got a little loose coming out of that corner there. I'm sure all these guys are slip sliding around right now. They've most majority of them have 50, almost 60 laps on their tires. Coming to 15 to go. We still have Channing Blue out front, leading Nick Hulslander by over 5 seconds. Only a handful of laps left. Still have Channing Blue leading Nick Hulslander, Bailey Dutton, Hunter Kent, Brinson Hunt, Logan Keyes, Marty Phillips, Anthony Promoda, Jimmy Babb, and Jordan Martin round up the top 10. Looks like Jimmy Babb and Anthony Promoda are going at it here. Jimmy just can't make that pass happen. Oh, Jimmy gets a little loose getting out of the corner there. A little too much wheel in it. Coming back to 10 to go. Not really any races on the track for position currently. Ryan Lang and Doug Chappelle for position. Ryan Lang's definitely got some damage there. He's got it in front and the rear. It's like Doug may be able to make that pass stick. Still had this little bit of battle back here with Doc and Taylor Locklear and Timmy Longwood. And then there we have it. Got 5 to go. Still our leader, Channing Blue. It's a little over a 5-second lead. Now that Nick's clear all the lap traffic, I think Nick's just going to run out of time to try to make up any track position. And 2 to go. Kind of trying to keep from going a lap down there. Just wasn't able to make it happen. Almost was a bad day. And 1 to go. All right. Looks like we're going to make it. It's already in the books. Coming out of the 4th corner. And there you have it. Channing Blue is our winner tonight for a 3-peat so far this season. Good job, Channing. Looks like 2nd place is going to be Nick Hulslander. And Bailey Dutton will be 3rd for your podium. 4th will be Hunter Kent. 5th will be Brenson Hunt. 6th will be Logan Kais. 7th will be Marty Phillips. 8th will be Anthony Promoda. 9th will be Jimmy Babb. And 10th will be Jordan Martin. All right, let's see if we can get these boys up in here in the booth. Alrighty, fellas. So, an all-team Conti podium tonight.
Yeah, man.
Boy, I think they're going to call you to the NASCAR hauler because I think they're going to impound your truck.
Yeah,
yeah.
for a couple of weeks now. So
yeah, I think they're going to tear it down pretty good.
I'm gonna wreck him next week. He ain't winning that one, damn it.
Who's it
I,
at? Darlington? I won't be worth
Yeah.
a damn there.
I thought Nick was going to give him a little love there a couple times.
I only had one set of tires left, man. It was either I save tires and hope and pray there's no caution, or I just go full send it and try to get them. But I chose to save tires.
I thought Connor was gonna get you right there at the end. Um,
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Lap cars were not fun tonight. I can tell you that. They were a handful.
Well, I tell you, I was kind of shocked we only had 3 cautions, so I was happy about that. But because I think
Yeah, everybody did good there.
yeah, I think the officials have just been an absolute horror show. Thought it was funny when Nick gave old Patrick a little love earlier earlier in the race when he took the lead on those new tires.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know what his
Can-
plan was there, man.
Right, me either. And I'm like, dude, why are you holding him so low? The man's on new tires. Just get out of his way.
And it was crazy how many lap trucks that I passed that ended up wrecking that were either on the bottom of the front stretch or bottom of the back stretch
All right.
in the grass. And I was like, one point I looked up and I had a big front bumper cover coming right at my windshield, and I swerved, and I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I don't even know what happened on that start. I couldn't even really find the cause of that. But man, all kind of trucks got tore up on the start, and then of course iRacing did it crazy thing because the caution came out before everybody got across the start finish line and put all of those trucks in front of you guys. So
Yeah.
I'm glad race control did the right thing and delayed the start and let them guys get back around. So that was kind of stupid. But damn, man, what's the secret? You gonna give us a secret, man?
I can tell you the secret. It's go to teamconti.gg and pick up the C Open setup. That's what we ran here tonight. Pretty much everybody was fast on it. I know Hunter had a good run. He was on it. So, like I said, go check it out. It's been on rails lately.
Yeah, Dustin's definitely found his niche with those trucks. That's for sure. Does a good job with that. Bailey, I don't know what to say, man. You just keep getting in the podium, but not the right one,
I'm the king of third places.
right? Damn, we're just the bridesmaid, never the bride, man. I
We're
don't
gonna have
know.
to break it. We're gonna have to break it when we. It might be off a Jennings bumper, but we're gonna have to do it.
Hey, what did Austin Dillon say? You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
If full send it into the corner. Oops, I'm sorry. Eight tires are better for braking than 4.
Yeah, my brakes quit working right there.
Oops, my pedal messed up.
Problem is he's floating on thin ice. He's on probation right now, so he can't really do a whole lot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well,
So I kind of got him right.
Uh-oh. What are you on probation for, man?
yeah. What? Post race last week.
Oh, yeah, that stuff. That's kind of whatever happens after the flag.
Is what
falls,
it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's why I'm not race control. So.
I'll take it and move on. Screw it.
Yeah. So we've already heard the shout outs to Team Conti. We get that pretty much every week now. Anybody got anything else new that they want to throw out there?
Yeah, just thanks for Doc putting this stuff up for us. It's definitely fun. It's a change of pace going from officials to, relatively green flag racing. It's definitely, it takes your mind off of the C Open nonsense and such. So appreciate that. And obviously Dustin and it's not only Dustin, it's also Mr.
Adam Beanfield.
Adam Benefield. Yeah, he's
Yeah, appreciate him as well, Mr. Beanfield. Yep.
Mr. Beanfield.
Yeah.
I hope he's watching so you can hear y'all say that.
And last but not least, obviously, you, Jim, for broadcasting it. We appreciate it.
Not a problem. I tell you, I'm starting to see more people run league races than officials just because of how bad the racing has been.
Well, we'll touch on that some more, but longer races never hurt anybody. And
Right.
I mean, we need to get the tire situation right over here. We're doing longer races, and you only got a certain amount of tires. Yes, it is a strategy point, but it is the point where like Nick goes out there and pits from the back. Great call if it stays green,
Right.
but one caution can't screw up a whole run. So I think we get that right, and over here, I'm not saying we needed 2 more sets, but 1 more right there, and it would have been the move of the race to pit when he did. And I mean,
Yeah, well, that
ultimately,
that caution definitely didn't help him at all. So
no, and ultimately too. I mean, clean air is
oh
too
man,
important right now. It's
Oh, it's
kind
king.
of yeah, and right there, I mean, me qualifying on the pole and beating him out of pit road was the difference in him being able to set the pace.
yep.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if you're watching lap times, but as soon as I got behind somebody, I slowed down a whole tenth.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
More. When I got back to clean air, truck came back, and it's part of racing clean air and dirty air, but it is not that extreme. I think the
Yeah.
speed part needs to be adjusted. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody here touched on everything. I mean, with Doc putting on this league, it's been fun, regardless win, lose, or draw. Jim broadcasting it. I don't think people give enough credit to these broadcasters out here. Y'all have a lot better stuff you could be doing, and you choose to broadcast events like this. Small, big, large, however the league is, and I really appreciate it and appreciate Nick and Bailey. We're trying to have some friendly wars over here.
Hey, little competition never hurt nobody, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
official
right.
racing has. I mean, like Nick said, it's gotten to the point where it's too short and turns into a crash fest, and nobody wants that. We don't have to worry about iRating or safety rating here, fortunately, also. So
Right.
that's always a stress reliever for the competitive spirit.
Exactly.
I love the idea of points racing through a season
Yeah,
with the same people. I mean, that brings some competitive side to it as well. And
yeah,
I think that makes it a lot more fun, especially when we got a whole other team out there of Team Conti guys that we're not in communication with, and we're trying to beat them. Our team's trying to beat their team, and it kind of just
yeah,
makes it fun.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
trying to
yeah,
make
it
adjustments and cook it up, and it's kind of a
Yeah.
it's kind of a team war. We're an alliance, but ultimately, not wanting to say we're Hendrick Motorsports and they're Spire or nothing like that, but same kind of idea.
I get it. I get it. It's all good. All right. Well, if you guys have nothing else, where are we at next week? Let's see here. Where are we?
The late,
Darlington, the
Darling.
lady in
Okay.
black.
So
yeah,
that'll
this should be
that'll definitely be an
interesting.
interesting race. So yeah, I was shocked because Nate didn't show up tonight. Russ didn't show up tonight. There's a couple people that didn't show up tonight that I thought were going to show up. So but we still almost had a full field to where you had to qualify to get in. So that was still a good showing. I mean, it was 33 trucks, so not bad at all. Poor Kaysen. I feel bad for Kaysen. He's had like the crappiest luck so far.
Yeah,
He needs to get a rabbit's foot or something.
I told him. I said, man, the days of you just hopping on here and not testing and being fast are over.
Over. Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
over. Like people have gotten to the point where they test every day, and qualifying is everyone that races competitively now has understood that qualifying is almost as important as your race set. You better fine tune it and
Yep.
make sure you have a good lap, because you get buried in deep traffic, you're not driving through the field like you used to be able to.
Exactly. Exactly. Alrighty then. Well, there you have it from the V-Speed Contender Series with our winner Channing Ballou, Nick Hulslander in second, and Bailey Dutton, the bridesmaid, never the bride, in third place. We will see you guys next week at the Lady